All right, y'all. So today we're gonna be talking about the controversial question: should Christians be celebrating Halloween? This is just my opinion. You can think something else, and that's okay. I'm not telling you what to do. This is just what I think, and I'm gonna be sharing Bible verses, obviously, and what I feel I need to do in regards to Halloween and my experience with Halloween. So, firstly, I very much believe that I think witchcraft happens every day, but I think specifically on Halloween, there's a lot of dark things that do get, forgotten about because of all the cutesy, like, pumpkins and costumes and kids getting candy and all this stuff. It's scary stuff. Like, I do think there's child sacrifices. I do think that there's witches doing crazy stuff. I do think there's demonic stuff happening on Halloween, specifically. On other days as well, but specifically Halloween. And I think it's very real, all those demon stuff. So there's that. And there's obviously the pagan origins, just a lot of rituals and sacrifices that get done on the day of Halloween. I probably dressed up like twice in my life. I remember being a princess in kindergarten, and I remember in 3rd grade dressing up like a nerd. Like, I was just dressed up like myself. I'm just kidding. But actually, yeah, I then never dressed up. I've never gone trick-or-treating. I have gotten the candy from my friends that went trick-or-treating the next day, so there's that. Yeah, that's basically the gist of my experience, my very little experience with Halloween. But my personal convictions are that I will not dress up for Halloween, and if the Lord allows me to have children, I would not allow my children to get dressed up because I do think that's just participating in it. And a lot of the costumes, if you notice, there are some cutesy, very innocent costumes. I love to see them at work. They have like bumblebees and flowers and angels, and you also have like devil cheerleader, dead cheerleader, zombie cheerleader. You have some kids straight up dressed up like the devil. And just a lot of scary stuff, obviously. Sorry if you hear my dog chewing. She decided to have her lunch right now. I wouldn't allow my kids to dress up, not because I think it's necessarily sinful. I just wouldn't want it to lead into the other things that Halloween is a part of. And actually, she's chewing really loud. I remember watching a documentary about the reason that they dress up, and it's kind of part of like the rituals that they do. So I don't know too much about it though. So the main reason also is because I'm not going to waste my money on that. Like, they get a new costume every single year. That's crazy. To wear it one day, no. I don't need that junk. I don't need that clutter. So that's another reason. Candy and trick-or-treating. I have never given candy. I've never gotten candy, like, because I went trick-or-treating. But something that I saw a while back that I kind of was like, wow, that makes sense, is people putting like Bible tracts when kids come to their door to get candy. They put Bible tracts with the candy, and that's an opportunity to share to the kids about Jesus. And I think that's a good idea. I don't see anything wrong with that. I would totally do that if kids came to my door. Nobody comes to my door. Like, I think the last time that we had someone knock our door was probably like 10 years ago in another house that I lived in. So nobody comes knocking on our doors to have trick-or-treating. But if there was ever a case where kids came to my door, I think I would definitely find like a cute little track that has maybe like a pumpkin on it and just shares the gospel and talks about Jesus, and then obviously candy. Like, they're not just gonna come for the track, So I don't see anything wrong with that, and I would probably be okay with that if, in the future I have a house where kids come and knock. That's basically the gist of how I would participate in Halloween and see it as an opportunity to share the gospel with people. And I'm going to just go into the Bible verses of why I just wouldn't participate in like everything else. Like a lot of things in Hollywood, they kind of make light of the darkness and just like, oh, like, it's not that big a deal. Like, it's just a scary movie. It's just this. But I do believe, like, when you watch scary movies, you are opening yourself up to that darkness, and you don't want that in your house. You don't want that in your home, which should be a place of peace. I'm just going to say the Bible verses because I'm rambling at this point. Okay, Psalm 37:27 says, "Depart from evil and do good and dwell forevermore. Proverbs 3:7, be not wise in thine own eyes, fear the Lord, and depart from evil. Psalm 34:14, depart from evil and do good, seek peace and pursue it. Proverbs 4:15, turn aside from the way of the wicked and come not nigh the path of the evil man. Romans 12:21, be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. And 1 Thessalonians 5:22, this is also another reason why I would not dress up. Abstain from all appearance of evil. So yeah, is it necessarily sinful to dress up on Halloween? Probably not. But what does you dressing up represent, right? Like, when you dress up, people obviously know that you're celebrating Halloween. And what is it that you're celebrating, right? We know on Thanksgiving you celebrate being thankful. And on Christmas you celebrate the birth of Jesus, you celebrate your family, all that good stuff. So what is it that you're celebrating on Halloween? Really, like, what's the celebration? Yeah, don't let the mainstream media make you feel crazy or weird for thinking that evil stuff happens on this day, because it does. You might just say, yeah, like, it's just my kids like going trick-or-treating, or they're just dressing up, blah blah blah. But what are you celebrating? Really ask yourself that, because it's so funny to me when people are like, I don't believe in God, but then they go all out for Christmas. So what are you celebrating if you don't believe in God? So it's the same way with Halloween. What is the celebration? That was not as in-depth as I would have liked for it to be, because I haven't really done my historical research on Halloween. But yeah, just abstain from all appearance of evil. If it looks bad, stay away. Christians should not be watching scary movies. That's my personal conviction. And you should not be participating in a holiday that celebrates all the evils of the world. Not only that, what's the other day? The Dia de los Muertos. That's straight up demonic. That's straight up demonic. I've never watched Coco for that very reason, because I know they do like some little crossover of like the afterlife, and then I don't know, like the skeletons at the end, they think that the people are coming back. No. Okay, so yeah, that's my take on Halloween, and I hope you stay safe and that you have a good day. See you later.